believe it or not, life must go on. Those who deny the facts they see right now may be proven to be wrong in near future. As history shows you a lot of stuff, history teaches you many things. You should be prepared for those when these are being repeated. When the liquidity is being crashed for XRP, retail guys will struggle to take XRP into their ledgers or anywhere outside of where it is right now. Everyone will get a 1:1 spark, and that's the game plan. Game plan is still on. The life of an investor should be thinking about what happened and what is happening right now. The life of an investor is not an easy one when you have to do all of this together. And investors in USA are being slowed down or being halted right now. If you believe it or not, it is happening. China is getting that edge. It's not only me saying this to you, it's all over there. If you can't see that there is a change in the current financial infrastructure, you are missing this one out. This report clearly shows you what we are headed towards. Cryptocurrencies and the new SEC chair is what the discussion topic is on this one. And when we go through this, you are going to get a lot more details about what really is happening right now. Remember, this is from December 7th, and in this 21 days, there's a lot happening, right? And as we can see right now, there are a lot of issues which we can easily see. Now, when you look at these, this has been the case with XRP, right? It's an open source protocol used for payments by different institutions, and right now SEC is saying that it is a security. Now, fast forward to this point, exchanges are delisting or halting XRP trades for US. Now, one of the main factors, US market is one of the biggest market which we all were looking at for regulatory clarity. If US didn't have that much of importance, why would everyone look at that? And now when the US side is turning negative, many will just say, no, there is nothing to worry about. Yes, I agree. There is nothing to worry about. But it's not about worrying about your thoughts. It's about thinking properly. If this does not open your eyes to the truth about XRP, you will have a hard time digesting whatever is happening around you. And when guys shows you different stuff, you have to understand, yes, things are rolling out and you need to understand what really is happening. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. When we see all of this, you have to understand there are points which are being raised, fingers being pointed, right? So while you see this, you should agree with me or not, this is happening. Say right now, we all understand that the perspective is correct and we know the truth behind it. But right now it is being shown that the mining power of Bitcoin is being moved from China towards Europe, Sweden and Norway to be precise. So is that the reality? We'll have to check that. But whatever is the reality, this is happening right now. The XRP and the volume of XRP is like this. Compared to Ethereum or BTC, it's way lower. It's kind of 50% lower than what it used to be previously. Say whenever Ethereum used to be at a point, XRP used to be at least 50% of that volume. Now, back in the days when we were in that bull run, we used to match up or come at least above that of Ethereum. Now, this is the situation. Bitcoin is moving high, high, and high, which is increasing the Bitcoin dominance as we spoke a week ago. And that is happening right now. So in this market, it is really important you to understand what is happening and what are the probabilities. Even if you are 70 to 80% times correct, that's going to give you a lot of profits. Because at the end of the day, it is profits for what you are here. It's not just the technology, it's profits. But to be a profitable investor, there are a lot of different risks involved. Looking at the price action, yes, we dropped heavily and we did a dead cat bounce, now coming a little bit back. But when you look at the patterns, these bounce were kind of something which we expected, and we showed it here as it was happening. Say the first pattern, then the second pattern, we broke to the downside. Now the negative side for this one here is that this pattern is running like this. Okay, that is cool. And when you actually connect these, you kind of understand that the price broke below. It reached back, retested that area, and it's going down. So right now, if this particular support line doesn't hold XRP, then what you should be seeing soon would be a drop around 10-12%. Now that's the measured move, so you can expect 70 to 80% of that, say around 8 to 9%. So the price should actually reach near the support area. Even if it is going towards that 12-13% of drop, it comes near the bottom here. So if you clear all of these and look at this here, it's 0.25 as a support zone. But considering the drop we already had, this is not actually a big deal, right? If you focus on this one, you will really see that it's not actually a big deal. We were in a market cycle, we were moving to the upside, and when you move to a daily chart, you can easily see that we were targeting this particular accumulation zone. We went above that. Then you put this one here, right? That's kind of the accumulation zone, the breakout area which we did here. The price came below that. Now unless we hold above this or move back above this, it's going to be a little bit hard for the XRP holders. Struggle is always there, because this area was a price fluctuation range in which we spent a long time, and that was the accumulation zone for XRP. So if we consider, we were in that range and we dropped like 50% within that range for a long time. And if you take the actual number of days which we spent in that range before the breakout, it's around 500 days. So if we are coming back here, that should either be a huge opportunity for each and every one of you looking at this right now, or it is a long-term scenario playing out where you delete all of these and still you are able to see there is a trend forming. The trend line is still valid. You can see that the price is moving to the upside still. So this is still the beginning of a new wave to the upside. But yes, there would be a delay in that. The reason for that is exchanges are not allowing you to put that buy, sell and your orders so that the liquidity in the exchange is being handled properly. Right now, it's completely manipulated here in XRP. Previously also, you get a lot of manipulation, but right now, it's at its peak. People are panic selling this asset. When BTC is hitting all-time highs, you have to understand when an asset is in a bull run. Now, for BTC, when it moves to the upside, it also have chances for correction. Yesterday, we highlighted BTC is already up 168% without a huge correction. Now, if you take that from this point onwards, it's still 40-50% of pump without a huge correction. So if you are looking at BTC, trading BTC, it's cool you are in a bull market, but even the bull market of BTC gives you a lot of correction, that is 30-40% of drop. Now these 30-40% of drop should coincide with what we have stated previously about the RSI. You can move into a weekly or monthly chart and look at it. Now why is this so important? Because when BTC reaches these levels and it corrects, altcoin also bleeds. That is really important to understand. When altcoin is already at the bottom and when BTC is moving to the downside in that corrective angle, alts will get affected. Now, if you remember, we showed this from a long time. We were following this one, and when you see this pattern, when BTC was falling to the downside, alts followed it a little bit, and then those profit takers from BTC moved into different type of alts, which kicked in that alt season. Now, can we expect the alt season to give us what we were watching for XRP? Yes, I definitely think so, because this time around, manipulations will be less. And when I say manipulations will be less, it doesn't mean it won't be there. It means a lot of exchanges, institutions are right now out of this market because of the current regulatory uncertainty. And that's what you look at. If you're outside of US, it is an opportunity for you. If you're inside of US, you know what to do and how to trade your XRP. I've been looking at different individuals in the Patreon group and how they are tackling this issue. They're still managing to do what they want to do, and there is a lot of different ways you can do that. Now, those were kind of new knowledge to me, but still I'm happy that you guys understand the reality. Many still see the long-term value of XRP when we are moving in this trend. Because if you are saying that, see, XRP dropped in this pattern, this pattern is something similar which you can also see in XLM. We highlighted that here previously. First, XRP was running way higher than XLM. Right now, after the CC drop, it's still following that pattern, but it hasn't reached support like this for XLM. Instead, XRP came to the bottom here, right? So in that aspect, when BTC drops a bit and starts to correct, that should be an area where you see further upside for the altcoins. I showed you the Bitcoin dominance, right? When it gets corrected or when it is slowing down is when you should be looking at the altcoins. Now let's go through this report. It really is important because it conveys a lot of information which you should understand. Congress united only days ago to pass the Holding Foreign Companies Accountable Act on a bipartisan basis and send it to the president for signature. Now, when you look at these stuff, they are talking about US and China there. Now, when you come to the bottom, you kind of see different regulatory clarity, different issues, the competitiveness of this era, where they are again going back all the way to 1930s. So when I compare it with 1930s, some are really not that happy, but that is the reality. Those who are watching this market, those who are following this market strictly now understand that. Now, if you actually go into different articles showing, all the clarity for this, you kind of get that they are trying to show you that there is nothing like no more China coin. There is nothing like no China, right? But when you read through this, for me, it kind of gets, this is an XRP maximalist who is, just kicking on XRP right now when the SEC has given them a chance for doing that. But when you come back to the reality, you understand that 65% of mining is in China. Okay, so if Sweden, Norway and others are going to take a little bit of that, it will still be 55 to 60%. That's majority of mining power still concentrated in China. So that's still China coin. Even if 30 to 40% is in China, that's still China coin. There is no doubt. When XRP was being used for payments, they called it the banker's coin, which they don't even understood like how XRP is doing. Anyway, now when you go through this here, one of the important facts you have to understand is this is going to the Congress, and when you are looking at that, this is going to actually US Senate. So when you are looking at that, there is an importance for this to understand. Now, we talked about this months ago here. Is the current regulators in US working for China, giving them advantage? for moving into a new financial system, which they are already doing. Right now, they have that advantage of the first runner, and if US waits, this is going to kick US in the back. Now, when you look at this, say they're highlighting this has been the case with XRP, meaning they don't understand, they still use the old tools to determine whether this is a security or not. And here the enterprise software companies are using tools like these to develop products that revolutionize cross-border commerce, supply chains, payments and settlements. They are talking about XRP, and as you've come here, they highlight that this has been the case with XRP, an open sourced utility token with no resemblance to an investment contract. Those who follow this asset clearly understand what it is. Those who follow the general blockchain, the technology, they understand this. But the SEC, it's really so bad to see guys who have huge experience and coming up or ending up with such a decision is really bad. But one of the best thing from here is the new SEC guy coming in is going to be pro blockchain, is going to be pro technology. And that's why when you look at these software developers like Ripple, R3 and others develop payment solutions for banks and other customers, XRP has been bewilderingly persistent enforcement threat by SEC. Now, throughout his tenure here, Jay has actually done something really bad. For XRP, at least, when you look at last 8 years, you don't actually see any kind of clarity going forward for XRP. So when they say that XRP has been under a bewilderingly persistent enforcement threat, it surely is. Now, the idea which it conveys is clear. China is winning this race, and if you want to stand, you have to stand right now. You need to provide that clarity with regulations. So when you see these stuff, you have to also understand this race is still on. DLT is changing everything. But right now, when other nations are moving forward, US is walking sideways or backward. That has to be changed. And that is what they are all looking at right now. When you see XRP being processed for 2 hours, it used to be like 5, 10 or 20 seconds in the previous past, but right now this is happening because we don't have that liquidity right now. So when you put that sell or buy, you need someone else to match that up. If people are being restricted in this market, it's going to be really hard to do that. You see how different nations are coming out with more and more regulations and clarity for crypto assets? That is a positive stuff. And when the general market sees Bitcoin hits 28,000, a new all-time highs, that's also positive stuff for the crypto industry, because new guys will see this, the return on investment on that asset, and look into this market, and slowly they will all enter into this market and then start to look at what is real, what is not real. Because if it is a China coin, they don't want to be in that. They will look at the reality if they are wise, and that is what we are looking at. If you are not allowed to buy an asset and it is being used by central banks because it is designed as a wholesale asset, which is previously highlighted by Ripple executives itself. If you look at Dilip Rao, he has clearly given you that statement. XRP was never meant for buying coffee, not for that retail use case. It was designed to act as a bridge currency for fiats or any other asset. So that's a wholesale use case. The volume is huge in that manner. So right now, when you look at the retail market, if something like that happens, there is a lot of different guys trading this asset who are going to benefit. Now, you can understand, even if the price of this asset goes to 3 digits or 4 digits, not many would be benefiting from this, because majority would jump out by 0.5, $1, or even the all-time highs like $3.8, the previous all-time high. Why? Because they all doubt this asset. But the market cycle is going to turn you upside down and show you that the reality is something different. And that is what we are all waiting for, and it won't take huge time difference. Yes, there would be a delay for getting that confidence back. Investors will come in once they understand the reality, but it may take a little bit more time than we expected. Unless something huge changes, say SEC chair itself states we made a mistake, which is kind of impossible as of now, or the price bounce above like a rocket towards 0.5 and then above, the market is going to be a little bit of struggle for those who are trying to trade this asset. And that's why we show you different assets at the right time, when it is going to the upside, when we can expect a correction and other stuff, and the patrons are happy about that. If you go look at Coin Paprika, you'll see there are a lot of different assets which are pumping. There are a lot of different assets moving to the upside. So in this market, if you are trading short to medium term, or at least medium term, you should be sitting and waiting for the right asset. And if you would like to get the same advantage, you can look at the Patreon link given in the description. I hope you guys received value for your time, and if you did, please do support the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. I will meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.